protect his own son from these things. When he was being beaten and scourged and had to drag a heavy cross to his own death. Did you know the Roman soldiers were professional killers? And they were killing Jesus. They were beating Jesus. He was being brutalized. And they nailed his feet together, and they put a big nail through his feet and his hands, and he had to hang on that cross. With all that pain that he had to endure and everything leading up to that moment, look at what was happening to him. In Matthew 27, if he thought that was bad, people passing by shook their heads and hurled insults at Jesus. And the elders made fun of him. Even the bandits who have been crucified with him insulted him in the same way. He's being killed and tortured, and people are insulting him and ridiculing him. Imagine how horrible that is. He endured physical abuse. He endured emotional abuse, and he took it for us. He took it. But what was his response? If you look at your message notes in Luke 23, it said, Jesus said, "Father, forgive these people." Imagine that. Father, forgive these people? Seriously? They don't know what they're doing? He was right. They didn't know what they were doing. They didn't know who he was. They just thought he was some false prophet, and they were hanging him. Right? Blasphemy, right? That's why I guarantee you, many of us that hurt other people, or that hurt us, they don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we're doing. We're hurting other people. We have no clue the impact that it's going to make on these people. We don't know what we're doing. So when Jesus says, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do," he's telling the truth, because he's basically talking about you and me. He's talking about us. He's talking about us. But can we say that when we're facing ridicule? Can we be forgiving like Jesus is? It's difficult. I get it. That's why this is the most difficult one. In 1 Peter 2, it says, "They called him every name in the book, and he said nothing back. He suffered in silence." Circle that. Suffered in silence. Content to let God set things right. Friends, that's the secret to learning on how to deal with people that trespass against you. Let it go. Let God set it right. He is not the judge, or he is the judge, not us. We are not the judge. So when we forgive, it's for our benefit, because we are basically saying, I give up the right to get even. Jesus could have gotten even with every single one of those people that hurt him. He could have done it, but he didn't. Why? For you and for me. For all of us. If we're going to be like Jesus, then God's going to set up the environment for us to be like him. And that involves pain. And that involves problems. And that involves trespasses.